poppity pop, 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 pop. So I have a funny little story to kick us off.
Okay.
So we got home this afternoon and I went to go take a shower and I'm like, smells kind of weird in the bathroom. And I look over in Rachel's sink and no shit, the cat had pooped in the sink. Unbelievable.
Fuck, dude.
I feel like she probably got trapped in our room or something. Just had to resort to drastic measures to stay alive. All right. You ready to kick this off?
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome back to all you brazen, big-hearted builders blueprinting a better beginning here in 2026. This is episode 44 of the Geekoid podcast. And after a little while and a bit of a crazy news cycle, we're going to bring you the latest impressions, kind of takes that we have from CES and everything else that happened. Apparently, we kidnapped the president of Venezuela or something like that.
What the dude? Well, then we're just gonna sell their oil. Cool, great. I guess it's ours now. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, we're starting off 2026 with a bang.
What a joke.
But that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about tech and gaming and entertainment, and there has been no shortage of stuff coming out in this past week and a half since we last recorded. Do we just want to jump right into CES?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's kind of the big one.
Yeah. One of the biggest trends this year was humanoid robots and just robots in general.
Dude, galore.
They are coming. They're coming for your jobs. They're coming to fold your laundry.
Yeah.
So it's not pervasive obviously yet, but it is a bit of a glimpse into the future, and there are a ton of companies working on robotics and trying to bring it to the mass market. I showed you this graph before the new year, where we look at all the companies that are exhibiting humanoid robots, and well over 50% of all the companies are Chinese. And then a handful are American, another handful are South Korean, and then there's one Japanese, one English, one French, and one German company.
All right.
So
go Europe, because I heard more Europe. I heard China, and then I just heard a lot of Europe.
Yeah, China is really, really doubling down on humanoid robotics. We'll see what really kind of springs to life this year. It's gonna be a wild year, I think.
Somewhere interesting. Did you see the one that comes to my mind right now? I think we all, and I can't remember, there were so many videos and articles I was trying to read and then parse through to then see which one would be interesting to talk about and to write in our docket. And so I didn't take all their names. And this one was specifically, I did not. But it was a robot for much more heavy manual labor, taking, big iron beams and steel and moving them from one area to another. And it was really impressive. The articulation of its entire body to even get into crates to grab these 100-pound beams and then move them onto another crate that they could then, dolly over. It was really impressive. One of the things that did kind of freak me out, I thought it was cool, but it freaked me out was, you don't have to worry about a battery. It will literally go into the side of its torso, pull out the battery, and then have enough energy to grab a new battery and drop it into the side of its chest and then keep going. And I was like, oh, that's freaky.
That is freaky, but also really, really cool.
I mean, it's both, right?
I mean, that's I think one of the areas that is going to be a real, totally change how we think about industrial and kind of labor intensive work, is that you have these robots that don't need to eat, sleep, or shit. And they're just going to be running around the clock 24/7, just doing the work. And it's really going to accelerate our capabilities as a society if we can get it right.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, add to that, like you're saying, they don't have to like stop to get plugged in, or you don't have to stop to do whatever you have to do. They're already programmed. They already thought of that. They being the people to, I'll just change out my own battery. Okay.
yeah, just keep on ticking. Um, Related to batteries, we had some new solid state battery tech that just dropped in the last couple weeks. That's kind of interesting. So lithium ion has been the go-to for the industry for quite some time now. Uh,
hmm
but there is this new battery technology that is looking to really replace. So lithium ion is what we call a chemical battery, but these are solid state batteries now that are able to like fast charge in under 15 minutes. They have significantly higher density than existing lithium ion battery technology. And uh, basically, they're better in every regard. So
Yeah.
our
A lot of that tech,
devices are going to
a
last
lot of,
longer.
yep. A lot of that tech is coming from like your foldables. They've had to create new battery tech to be slimmer and not blow up. Thanks, Samsung. And then also the other part of the industry is your EVs to have these big batteries that can drive your car and then also not blow up. And so from a lot of that tech, we're seeing it, I think, now become more affordable and be able to be researched to become better products.
Yeah. So what we have now is it's going to seem laughable in the near future. You're going to have electric cars that are able to go 1,000 miles on a single charge and recharge in 15 minutes.
That
Eh,
would be cool because that's one of the things that like I watched this guy in San Francisco, and he did this road trip with his elderly dog, and it was very cute and it was very heartwarming. He's got a Tesla. He makes the money. He's in that industry and in that area, Tesla. But God, for this guy to charge up his car to go to these, vacation spots took him like 35 minutes. Screw that. Like, I don't want to use gas and fossil fuels. However, I also don't want to spend like 30 minutes to an hour waiting to then get to my, parents' house or the next destination.
the one time I did rent a Tesla, just because we wanted to give it a try when we were down in Florida visiting my parents, and it was just really inconvenient because there was no superchargers anywhere near where my parents were. So I had to drive a half hour to go sit in the parking lot and wait for it to charge a half hour to drive back. And it's like, that's an hour and a half, 2 hours out of my day just to get it charged. And that's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten a lot better now. There's a lot more charging stations, but I do think once the whole convenience factor of charging things gets solved, it'll like adoption is just going to continue to go through the roof. Then
Yep.
robots, batteries,
Robots, batteries.
robots. What else we got from CES that you want to highlight?
Was your AI pen part of CES or no?
No, so that was actually allegedly a leak from OpenAI. Is that we know they've been working on some sort of device to basically go alongside your phone and whatever else is in your everyday carry. And the early leak looks like people say it looks like a pen. I say it looks more like
Like a stylus.
I was going to say like a pea stick for determining if you're
Oh.
pregnant.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Oh, good, Eric.
I mean, if this is what Johnny Ive has left in him, I'm really sad.
Man, is it a circle or is it a line?
So this I don't want to spend too much time on it because it could just be a prototype or
It could be, but like,
it could be
this
nothing
is
too.
this is still interesting. Like, what did you learn about it? what it could potentially be.
So it doesn't have any screens. It's not trying to replace your phone, but it's the idea is that it's a microphone and a camera, and it's just supposed to always understand what is happening around you. So it just becomes context aware, so that it can always offer you help wherever
Like,
you need it.
do you think more precise help? So, like, you ask chat a question and it kind of has to like figure it out and you have to ask it more questions. With this, it could fine tune those answers better.
Well, I think maybe it'll just be able to provide answers without even being prompted. So we've seen in all sorts of sci-fi movies and stuff, like people wear these glasses and it's just like automatically pulling up information about people that it sees. But maybe it just understands the context that you are in and is able to have answers or information at the ready or provide it. Like right now, we have this podcast and we are going back and forth. We talk about things. Oftentimes, we might have to quickly look something up via Google or Gemini or whatever to get an answer. But I'm imagining a situation where we have an ambient technology that is just listening in on our conversation, understands the context, and knows where we might be going, and will already pull up the bio of a actor that we can't even remember their name for, and just have that information at the ready. So that's I think where they might be trying to go with this, but we'll see.
Okay. It's interesting making it like a pen stylus type thing.
Pregnancy test.
It does kind of look like it the more you say it.
Yeah. One of the coolest things that I think was probably the
Can we save that for last? I know where you're going because I'm scrolling down too.
okay.
Dude, that's the coolest thing. So I got to save it. I've tried to explain this to people. I've tried sharing videos with people, and they're still like, what? Either they don't care what, or they're like, I don't get it. I've watched there's an hour-long video by in my opinion, a pretty famous YouTuber called Brian Tong, who also works alongside with CES to do some of the marketing. And he had like a 53 minute, I'm going to lose my voice. That's it. It's done. Thanks, winner. Had a 53 minute long video just showing, and I was like, I don't have time for this.
Oh,
But
you,
that
you
is
just
53 minutes.
I'm gonna
It
have to
was
bleep that
like,
out so that we don't ruin the surprise.
oh yeah, dude, that'll be your first. Cool. You didn't hear that. Let's scroll down, even though because I went through the videos and I was like, I'll just write it down. What was interesting? So some small gaming things. 8-Bit Dough, very famous for making like third-party controllers at more reasonable prices. Originally, they created controllers that were more geared towards different Nintendos and your Supers and your 64s and whatnot. And I have a few of them. They're great. And all they are Bluetooth controllers. They're very cute, they're well done, and they're at a very affordable price. They are getting out of that market and making like Xbox Elite versions, which are $150. I skipped over that for some of the more nuanced, unique things. And one of the things they are creating is they call it the Flip Pad. It's a USB-C attached little tiny controller that will hook to the bottom of your phone. And so your phone will be vertically, with a lot of like emulators that, especially with like Apple saying like, okay, fine, you can do this. And so you have like Delta to help you with emulators and
Yeah,
more.
I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty cool.
Most of these emulators are for like Game Boy Advance. Like it's made to be your phone vertically, and this flip controller attaches to the bottom of your phone, and then the physical pad flips onto the top of the bottom half of your phone. Everybody close your eyes and try to imagine this. But it looks like a slimmed down version of a Game Boy with physical buttons, Bluetooth, but now you can play, these games on the go with this gamepad that's very basic, very rudimentary. Think Game Boy, think more old school retro, which has really been coming back in a huge fervor. I think right now, if you try to buy a Nintendo 3DS, you're going to pay $300 for a used janky version. Like, there is something going on at the end of 2025 where people want to go back to some of that more analog technology of that era. This is a cool blending of the two. One of the things I thought was funny and cool is, what if you get a phone call and you have this physical thing over your screen? Well, you can flip it down and be
Oh,
able to take phone call. You can still be able to text, or if there's a few emulators that you can't get into the menu, because there are some iOS and Android games that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you attach a controller or a Bluetooth or whatever, there's still some limitations. You have to do some menu. So you can flip it down, hit the menu, flip this controller back up. It's cute. I think it's cool. It's small in its form factor, and it hits maybe a niche market, but it's a fun thing to just be able to be like in the back of a taxi or Uber, leaving the airport, going to your hotel, and you just slap this thing into the bottom of your phone and then play Pokemon for, an hour before you hit your hotel. And it's
Yeah,
like it'll be like $25-$30. It's coming out this summer.
very cool. I that is one area that, like, I think I'm going to end up getting back into is retro gaming, and especially if, like, man, I had the
Especially
OG.
as much as you hang out with me, dude. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah, really. I mean, I like. There are games that I'd like. You know what? I don't have a lot of time, but maybe in those moments that you were just describing, like, it would be worthwhile. Like, especially because I just haven't been able to get into any sort of like iOS gaming. But like, if I'm gonna sit down in a taxi and do some retro gaming, then, like, yeah, that would be the way to go.
I did a little experimentation because it'll come up later, but I got the new MCon, the Kickstarter version
Oh, perfect
there.
segue, because I was gonna bring that up.
And oops, I forgot to. Did I forgot to? Oh no, that's just me. All right. So, and I was like, what would this be like if I was in the passenger seat or in the back seat? And I was playing Metroid Zero Mission, which is the remaster of the original NES Metroid. And I only had, I think, 15 minutes. We were leaving one place and going to another, and I was able to turn it on, play it, and I was lucky enough to find a safe spot and then turn it right off and then walk out. And I literally stuck the phone in one pocket and I stuck the controller. I didn't need to, but I stuck the controller into another pocket. It's that kind of slim form factor that, like this MCon, and then we'll talk about some of the newer stuff that's coming out. And then like this 8-bit dough flip pad that will be cute and fun. You're at the doctor's office waiting for your wife to come out or your kid to come out or whoever, your relative, and you just slap this on because touchscreen is one thing. And there are a few games that only are touchscreen. But if you have a physical controller, physical buttons to make it a little bit more tactile and a little bit more precise, I would rather that. And again, $30. MCon, going back to that, is more in that elite controller style because this is a pretty brand new game. They loaded a lot into it as far as like Hall effect and magnetic controllers and stuff like that. So it's $150.
Yeah.
But it also, like, you put it on sleep mode, you don't have to turn it off. You just close it up and it has like a 2-hour long wait time for its battery. Right.
Okay, that's cool.
So now I did play like an hour and a half of Lara Croft Guardian of Light, and the battery was like, okay, cool. All right, listen, pal, you might want to charge me up. But also, so was my phone. My phone was like, Jesus Christ, I'm a phone, not a gaming device.
Well, do you want to talk about the other things that they announced for MCon? Because I had a Tomb Raider segue, but I might just sit on that for a minute.
Okay. So they are prototyping 2 new devices, the MCon Lite in the MCon Slim. So if you thought the MCon was small and portable, they're looking at, and it's kind of like blows my brain, like you made something that's almost the size of an iPhone. Well, hold my beer, because they literally want to make something that is as thin as an Android or iPhone. They're not going to have as many, bells and whistles as the original MCon because of size constraints. Well, two of the things that I think are really interesting are they're going to use, instead of your normal, what do you call those? Your controller sticks. They're going to use
Thumbsticks.
thumbsticks. They're going to use more slider sticks on one, and then they're going to use a trackpad almost
Hmm.
similar to one of Steam's OG controllers. They're going to
I was
use
going to say what Valve is introducing or has
they're going
introduced.
to they're going to use more of a um where's the word? Trackpad. Yeah, and a trackpad. So it won't be as precise, but we've already alluded to this. If you're just playing casually, playing Super Mario Brothers Game Boy or Wario Land or Kirby, these will be perfect. Or Pokemon, God, like it'll be perfectly fine
Oh yeah,
for those. If you're looking to do Destiny
Call of
Rising
Duty.
or Call of Duty mobile, no, but there are other controllers, and so they're just
Hey, you'd
trying
still be
to.
better off than just doing it on the
Absolutely.
touchscreen.
You're absolutely right. You could fail at Call of Duty, but it's going to be nowhere near to the fails that you try to do if you try to do it
Okay,
on your
let's be honest.
touchscreen.
No controller is going to help me not fail it.
Same. Same. But I like their effort. I think it's more interesting that they're doing it than poo-pooing on it's just not going to work. I
Yeah.
think innovation is innovation, and them I think they're being very forward in they already made a controller that is very intriguing and a positive note, and then trying to create two other versions that are even slimmer, I think is fascinating. And mind you, too, these controllers are Bluetooth. So if you're at somebody's house or a PC or whatever, these things could still work, just like the MCon. Um, That's pretty neat. You're like, "Oh, I don't have a controller," and you slide something out of your back pocket that is the thickness of your phone, and you go, "I got a basic one, but I got one, so don't worry about it." It's really neat. One will be out, one will be out later this year, probably around the iPhone, and then they are still trying to prototype the trackpad, the super duper, slim one. So that one maybe out later this year, but probably early next year. And
Yeah.
it will be less than $150.
But still, the OG MCon is a very, very worthy pickup if you're looking for something in that market.
Yeah, it was great. With controllers, everybody was kind of upset that it was $150. But if you look at controllers overall, it's within that price range, and it can pair to 3 different devices, not just another iPhone. Like it could pair to your second pairing could be to your Sony. Your third one could be to your PC. Your second one could be to your iPad instead of your iPhone. Your third one could pair to your MacBook. Like it has this stuff, and they were really hardcore about latency and being able to do things at a pretty high refresh rate. So I'm not upset that it's $150. The battery is great. The controls are small. So that is something it took me an hour to kind of get used to it. But once I figure it out and what game is using what layout, because especially in iOS, whatever developer, you're up to them. So are they using more of a PlayStation layout, Xbox, or even Nintendo, which happens sometimes. So once you figure that out, but that's not the controller's fault. That's life and developers' fault. It's good. It's really good. I'm really happy with it.
Awesome. Where do we want to go next? I guess we should probably wrap up our CES coverage. One of the cool things that jumped out at me was all the cool monitor tech that came out. Like LG really brought it. I mean, they had some really, really cool things. I think like a 9 millimeter thin screen, but also sporting an incredible amount of luminosity, and just like the screens, they just keep getting more vibrant and thinner. And
Yeah, what
I,
were they calling that? The wallpaper or
I think so.
something
Yeah.
like that? It was really impressive. Like they had a wallpaper. This was if anybody can go to Instagram and check this out. There was a wallpaper and then the screen was on the wallpaper and it matched the wallpaper. What in the heck?
Yeah. I mean, that is not an easy feat to achieve. So hats off to the folks at LG for pulling that one off.
TCL also made probably the most expensive new TV monitor, but it like blew everybody's minds. I don't remember it, but I think it was a 75-inch, 95-inch, and then another inch or whatever. And the two bigger ones are available. 75 is not available yet, but it has technology that is just blew people's minds away. LG and Asus too, back to gaming, but still monitors like tandem OLED. Hey, Apple, you're not the only ones. That whatever formula of how you do that, they have produced some tandem OLED gaming monitors. 27-inch, I think, was the standard. Most of them were showing off at CES, but blew everybody's minds.
Yeah. To go keep going with the Asus thread, they had some ROG monitors that they debuted as well. So ROG being Republic of Gamers, and I was a little blown away by some of the specs on these. Like we're talking true black compliance, response time of 0.03 milliseconds. Like I thought 1 millisecond was fast, but now we're at 0.03. Like that's I mean, the difference between 0.03 and 1 is imperceptible to a human. So, like at this point, we're in crazy town and loony numbers, just trying to like also 360 hertz refresh rate. Like, this is more real than reality at this point. It feels.
Yeah, and monitors that are so bright that you need to wear shades, like like forbid, like ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I thought modern tech had already gotten really good, and they somehow just keep pushing the frontier of what's capable. And I may be in the market for a new monitor this year. I mean, my dual 27-inch setup just feels incomplete.
Now that's ridiculous. So ridiculous. But LG came out with a new ultrafine too that's like a 6K in the RGB was like almost 100% to accuracy of whatever that color is supposed to be in the world. I would love to know what the chart is of like what quote unquote a real red is. But okay, cool. I mean,
just wait. CES 2027, they're just going to start inventing new colors so that they can keep pushing the technology further.
Amazing. But with this new Mac, I would love to probably upgrade to a better monitor.
Ooh, yeah.
I think my ultrafine is perfectly fine.
Fine.
Yeah, probably ultrafine for me.
We got a couple more things here on the docket. I watched the video for this Rubik's Wow Cube, and
it was cool, wasn't it? It was cool.
It was nifty. So
listen, folks. Also, side note, I was really trying to look at like kind of honestly weird stuff that was there that you and I would probably buy. Like, are we going to be able to afford a TV? I wanted to talk about TVs. I really did. And we did a little bit. But the other stuff was neat. And that's part of CES is see like new innovative things. And if I could find things that were actually going to come out this year, I wanted to try to showcase that specifically. All right, you go.
Yeah. So this Rubik's Cube, if you will, it's a 2x2 Rubik's Cube, so fairly simple, but it has a display on every face, and you can
I don't know how
pull it apart, and let's see, you manipulate it like a typical Rubik's Cube, but it's interactive, and so it has all these games. It has like screensavers on it. it just a little mind blowing in how cool this was. Like the video I watched explained the technical difficulties in putting this together. Each little cube has to have its own microprocessor, its own gyroscope,
Wow.
its own battery. Like it is the way it's put together is really next level. Like a lot of thought and engineering went into developing this thing. And honestly, if my kid was just a little bit older, I think he would absolutely freak out about it. Like, I don't think
I
we're
mean,
there yet. I could probably give it to him and he'd be like, oh, this is so cool.
and
But
then he throws it.
yeah, which you don't want to do with this. I can't remember what the price point was on it. Do you remember off the top of your head?
I do not. I remember. So the videos I watched was them showing examples of a game, and so one of them was, if you guys think of, and girls think of, like,
It's $400, by the way.
I mean, all
That's after $100 off.
right,
That's
it's available.
awfully steep.
The Rubik's Wow cube, which is kind of cute. The example was you have like a little ball and you're trying to move it through a maze, but it's on this 3x3 grid. So
2x2.
little 2x2. Was it 2x2 or 3x3?
Yeah, 2x2. 3x3 would just get too insane.
Well, hey.
Well, at least for
We could o-
2026. 27, 3x3.
Oh, okay. All right. So the one I saw was the 3x3. So, okay. So, and you move with the gyroscope how to move this little bead, through a maze, just like you would at a doctor's office or whatever, those cheap little things. But then some of the routes were wrong or whatever, and you had to move and twist the cube around to then find a better layout or maze route for this bead to go through. And all of the little cubes, it's so hard to explain. It understood it and knew what you were trying to do, and it was like, yeah, whatever.
You really got to watch the video. It
It's
explains
crazy.
it really well. It is unlike anything that is currently on the market, I gotta say. So it is a little bit expensive, but you know what? It is very, very novel. So if you're looking for something to keep your youngins entertained, this might be it.
And Rubik's was
and
always
it's
always
not
known
like
to be
you're
like a brain,
yeah.
get your neural pathways going. This amps it to another level.
Yeah, and it's not your typical throw a tablet in front of your kids and just have their
Yeah.
brains just turn into mush. Like this is, I would say it's active learning even.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It is absolutely active.
So it's in another year or two, I will absolutely shell out 500 bones for one of these for my chitlins. I also watched the video for Govi and what they're doing, and I got to say I'm pretty impressed with what they're doing in regards to lighting, their philosophy, the way they're approaching kind of transforming lighting in the home. And I think this is maybe what one of the things I'm going to focus on for 2026 is
Same.
overhauling the lighting in my home, because right now everything is just a stupid light switch and it's really annoying. If I want to watch a movie, it's either like lights are on or lights are off, and if they're off, it's just too dark, and if they're on, well, that's a non-starter. So yeah, they showed some really cool stuff at CES, and really like pushing the envelope of intelligent lighting that adapts to your, I wouldn't say your mood, but
Yeah, it was.
okay, your mood.
Yep.
And what you're trying
There
to
was another
achieve.
video. There was another video I watched that specifically talked about that. So, like, you could tell the AI. So it has an AI bot within your iPhone or tablet or whatever, and you're like, "Hey, I've had an anxious day. Can you set the mood to be a little bit more chill so that maybe I can relax?" And the AI bot will chat with you via text, like a chat GPT, and will set the mood. And then you can talk to it after that, just like chat, to go, I'm looking maybe more of a warm tone. It's evening now. And it'll go, oh, okay. How about an amber a gold, and then like a very soft white. And then it will even cycle through those colors. It will pulse even to like try to help you with breathing or calming down. It was crazy cool.
That is okay. That's nifty. I definitely want to experiment with that, and I think in a couple years, I'm not even going to commit to it this year because having another newborn come Christmas next year, I don't think I have it in me to go all National Lampoons with my
It's
exterior
pretty good.
illumination.
It's pretty good.
Uh, but I think down the road, I think I would like to try something cool and program it, and maybe get my oldest to help me with it. Be like, hey, what do you want to envision our Christmas lighting scene to be?
Oh, that's really cute, man. Yeah. So speaking of exterior, so they have these, it looks like rope lights, a rope style light that will hang over a house or garage. Garage was usually what they kind of showed as an example. And before, so last year, you could say a still image, a still kind of whatever cartoony image. But this year, it can do GIFs. So the example that I saw was like what was it? It was a pineapple humanoid on a surfboard riding a wave.
Okay.
And the AI took it, showed the image. You said yes. And then it goes, okay. And it took very little time and then displayed it on the garage as a animated little pineapple riding a surfboard on a wave with the waves crashing against the surfboard and palm trees swaying in the background.
Okay, that's pretty
You
dope.
know, that's pretty dope, dude. That's pretty dope.
I might have to accelerate my exterior illumination plans.
They also added things that I never thought you should add. So they have ceiling lights, which they were a big fan of, or they were really showcasing because it's different. And so it's just a solid ceiling light, like a 12-inch diameter light, but it will also animate, like constellation or sunrise, sunset, or clouds rolling through in the blue and that purple. And I never thought it was neat, or I didn't get the idea until I saw it was Brian Tong again, because big in CES. So Brian Tong had it at his house. Kind of magical. Not gonna lie. I thought adding some stand-up lights in corners and changing some of the bulbs, but changing the ceiling itself to give an animation and give a feel that you're trying to get into that room compared to another room, or it's time with your kid, like it's bath time. Okay, now it's time for bed, and to be able to set the mood that he likes and that you're also trying to get with him and that he can watch before as he's going to sleep because it takes him a minute to fall asleep. But it's not a tablet screen or any of those screens. It's just, light illumination 8 feet above his head. That's really neat, man. It's some cool stuff. Govee, I was until this year. Philips Hue, we changed out almost every bulb. It works with Apple and the Philips app, and it works pretty good with movies and really showcasing this theme all around you. Govee has totally outdone themselves. Not only that, but they've even, with all this cool stuff that we're talking about, they improved the lighting, the color accuracy, and the speed at which all of these will change depending on if it's, plugged to, ARC and HDMI, or if it's your voice and you want it to change, it's going to change right then, right now. And again, going back to nits and brightness, I don't know why, but these lights now will hit, 10,000 nits, like eye-piercing blindness.
That's
bright.
very, very bright. My super flashlight I got is 7,000. So 10,000 seems a little overkill, but if you want to go for it, go for it. Can we finally get to the the winner of CES, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to talk about. Yeah, that's fine. The other stuff doesn't matter. Yes, this was the cool. This is the coolest part of CES for dude nerds, girl nerds. I think my wife is more into this than I am.
And you know what? It caught me by surprise because this was not on my radar going into CES at all. And admittedly, Lego is not one of the main companies you expect to take the center stage at CES, but they have reinvented themselves, if you will, and have now come up with what they call the Lego Smart Play system. And what it is effectively a 2x4 brick that has lights, a speaker, a battery,
A microphone.
and a microphone, and obviously a microchip embedded within it. And it will interact with, I believe, RFID tags that are parts of new minifigs or parts of blocks that you can place. Like it will turn the Lego experience into an interactive one instead of passive. And I think this is so cool and really what Lego needed, because I mean, like they've been doing the same thing for years. Like, how many Death Star kits can you produce every year?
You just make a bigger one that's even more expensive.
Yeah, and it just like eventually people are going to get tired. But now you can actually have interactive experiences where you have this minifig come into close proximity with this device or with the TIE fighter or with your X-Wing. And it's like X-Wing will light up and it'll just like, and like this completely changes the prospects of Lego. And this is, I feel like, just the beginning. There's going to be a lot more coming down the pipe. And the one thing that I haven't been able to unpack or figure out is how programmable and customizable is this going to be? It doesn't seem like it will be from the get-go. But
I have a couple examples.
But as a hacker, I would very much like to
I don't know.
get into it. But no,
So
you tell me.
Most of the examples that they showed, so they're releasing 3 Star Wars specific smart bricks and then these NFC RFI tags. And what was one example? It was like you set this up correctly and you sit Palpatine into his chair and then it will start playing the Death Star whatever march. And he'll light up with his little electric whatever. Another example was if you put the right tag on R2-D2 and the smart brick is in the back of the X-Wing, when you turn the X-Wing around like it's doing a barrel roll, you'll hear R2-D2 go, "Ah!" What was another example? It was on a little mechanism where you could hit the button and shove R2 towards the front. And if it hit a red, so it understands colors, if it touched the red brick, it would then make the phaser laser sounds of the X-Wing. There was another one where Leia is on one side of the smart brick and Darth is on the other, and it did a garbled version of the interrogation of of her and Darth Vader in the first movie. The one I thought was cool of the 53-minute video, because they were showing all the Star Wars stuff, they had built a dinosaur, a little green dinosaur. And I was like, oh, I got to show this to Katie. And they had a cupcake that they had built, little Lego cupcake, and had an NFC tag in a smart brick on the cupcake in between these 2 candles.
NFC or RFID?
NFC, RFID.
So it has a tag.
Tomato right now. It has a tag, a little circular tag.
A smart tag, as they call it.
So you hook up, it had 2. So the cupcake had one smart brick. The dinosaur had another one sitting on top of it. When you attached it, I don't know how. Well, I do know because it had the tags underneath it. It knew it was a dinosaur. The dinosaur immediately did a roar like a dinosaur. Crazy. The lady then put her hands very gently around the dinosaur's face and eyes, and it started grumbling, being that I can't see and I don't like this. She then took the Lego towards the cupcake,
Interesting.
opened its eyes, and then it started singing happy birthday. The last part that blew my mind was she goes, well, the dinosaur can't blow the candles out, so I'm going to need you to blow the candles out. And so the guy picks up the cupcake and blows onto the smart brick, candles light up, and then it continues playing the birthday song.
That's pretty
What in the shit? There were other examples where it recognizes the color. So there was like a green, red, I think it was green, red, yellow, blue, and it would light up that color, and or you could program it to, depending on this color, it would do certain actions or sounds or whatever. It is the neatest thing. Nerd.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it now. So there's 3 different sets. There's an X-Wing, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, or I should say Luke's X-Wing, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and then the Emperor's Throne Room. Those are the 3 sets that are launching on March 1st.
Yes.
And I'm trying to figure out how much of a premium they're going to try and charge for this smart brick capability, because the sets themselves are not all that sophisticated. There are 473 pieces for the TIE Fighter and 581 for the X-Wing.
It's not a lot.
No.
The Game Boy was 790.
So I think what they're doing is about a 2x markup.
Yeah.
Which doesn't seem terribly unreasonable, but it'll be interesting to see how this evolves. And I definitely think there's going to be a hacker community built around this, and it would be really cool to see that expand and see, like, I just want to see people be able to develop custom experiences.
Well, that's what I'm hoping too. Like, what if, so Katie has the largest, Merry Christmas from a few years ago, she has the largest Disney castle. It's huge.
I've seen it.
Thousands of pieces. It's like 2.5 feet tall. It's like 2 feet wide. It's huge. What if you open a door and then it makes whatever? If you do something, it does the Disney like sparkle arch of, Tinkerbell, going across. It has little fireworks, So, yeah.
And you know what? I mean, I feel like we're at the very early stages, the forefront of all of this smart tech. It's going to, and I think Lego's really being a pioneer, but I think it's going to be pervasive across a lot of these style of products. Like, I think you're going to start seeing Playmobil within the next year probably roll out their own version of smart play. And it's just all the toys are going to get smarter, and eventually they're just going to take over the world.
All of a sudden, Disney Castle is talking to you, being like, play with me. And you're like, oh, no.
Oh, what a time to be alive. Yeah, I think that rounds out most of CES, and it's been about an hour now just talking about CES, but I went and saw Avatar last week, the new one.
So did I.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. So we can talk about how it was a lot of fun. It was
a lot of fun.
It felt a little bit long, but I mean, it never felt slow at any point,
Nope.
I would say.
No, not at all.
It was a visual feast for the eyes. Did you go see it in IMAX?
No, I went and saw it at Flick's Brewhouse up in Carmel on the north side of Indianapolis.
Yeah, so we saw it in IMAX 3D, and I got to say, it just 1-2 minutes into the show, and it felt very natural, and it was sensory overload for 3+ hours, and I think that's why it felt long, is just because your senses were just being assaulted the entire time. It
Well,
was
sure, you went above and beyond. Like, you went IMAX and you went 3D. I don't even know if I would have done 3D. Maybe IMAX, but then IMAX screens are so big. You're like, what
yeah.
part should I be looking at?
No, I had the reason we did it is because I had heard that James Cameron, like, they have updated the 3D technology from Ways of Water and really to make it a more seamless experience. And I think they delivered on that. So it felt very natural. It didn't feel like, oh gosh, I'm wearing these bulky glasses. Like you put them on, you sit down, and you just sink right into the movie.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I liked it. I'm excited for the next couple of movies. Hopefully, they come sooner than like another 5 years because I'm getting bored of sitting around waiting for the follow-ups.
So that's interesting because there were stats that came out and then rumors at the same time. So, first, Avatar is one of the few movies that ever hit 2 billion. There's a handful, and first one hit. Second one, Way of Water, hit something like 1.5 billion, which is a lot. There's more movies that hit a billion, but there are not, again, that many.
Yeah,
And then this one just crested a billion after 18 days. Now, recording this, it's been another week after that.
and
So,
it's still the number one movie
so
as of this
maybe it's
past week.
hitting, maybe right now, 1.2. Maybe it's on Google right now. Um, so this also adds to his category of $1 billion, $2 billion movies. Titanic still being one of the top. So good on you, Cameron. But during this time of this is taking even longer to hit that $1 billion club, um,
It's still hitting it.
there's rumors saying that he may not do 4 and 5.
I mean, we already have an expected date of December 21st, 2029 for Avatar 4. And here's the thing. James Cameron, he has the money. I mean, he could bankroll this thing by himself if he wanted to. And I think Fox, now Disney, has already committed to it.
Well, that's good.
So I don't think there's any question that we're going to get another Avatar movie.
Here's
But
my thing is he's 70 something now, and if you look at his catalog, he's only got like 8 movies under his belt where other people have 13, 20. So his last, hopefully at least 20 years, but 10 to 30 years left on this earth. And you're going to spend a good portion of those last few years trying to pump out these last 2 movies. Good on you, but I would like to see James Cameron just make something, man. Just make some movies. You are a highly esteemed director, and I'd just like to see you play around, man, and pump out some more movies before you go across that rainbow bridge.
well, talking about people getting up there in age, Stephen Lang is 73. He's older than than James Cameron. And you know what? He's still putting on good performances. I have to imagine he's not doing the mocap for his Avatar character. You know, he delivered the performance, and I think he will continue.
This was maybe his best performance of his military villain, whatever. Almost getting into anti-villain.
You know what? I think what they're going to do maybe is turn Quaritch, Stephen Lang's character, maybe into a hero by the end of the 5th movie. Like he's I feel like he's starting to turn a page. Like he's getting more into being this alien character.
Yeah. By the end
And
of it, he's got the face paint and he's
yeah.
in loincloth, and I'm like, whoa, hey buddy. And even the general is like, getting a little native, aren't you?
Well, you know, what's her face, the fire breather, probably gives some good nookie. That doesn't hurt. But yeah, I think he's going to finish that transition, and I know the movie is movies have focused mostly about Sam Worthington's characters, but I wonder if they do something drastic like kill him and then Quaritch ends up being like the ultimate hero's arc by the end of the fifth movie.
Whoa, that would be crazy, dude.
That would be really risky. We'll see if it happens.
Zoe's character, I can't remember her name, would not be happy about that. She would go
No.
full primal revenge.
I mean, she was already not happy most of this last movie.
Yeah.
All right,
And there's a big, also don't, the human kid character is what's his name's, son in the
Spider?
story.
Well, yeah, Quaritch's son.
So that was a big deal for him. That really changed between getting a little native with the fire tribe and then, wanting to keep his son alive was a big deal twice. So
right.
TBD, I don't know. Like if this makes enough money and it costs astronomical amount of money to produce these. I mean, they are
it's $500 million.
Gigantic CG animated movies. Really, it's crazy.
But it already covered the costs, so why wouldn't you do another one?
It took a minute. They were a little nervous.
Yeah, but I mean, it did cover. How we want to bring this one home?
I don't know. There's some MCU stuff. I kind of deleted it. So we've been seeing leak trailers for Doomsday. So we've seen.
They've been putting out these teasers where they focus on a single character, and it's just kind of like you
Just
have
a
Captain
minute long.
America or you have Thor. I mean, the most exciting one was X-Men, where we got Professor X, Magneto, and
Playing chess, talking about death,
and Cyclops as well.
Yeah,
So
blasting some Sentinels. But
all of them reprising their previous roles.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy. Speaking of like age and getting up there. So the newest leak, it has not been official. It's not officially out yet, but it's already out there if you really skim the interwebs, is the introduction of Wakanda and Fantastic Four meeting each other. It looks like in a desert, and it'll be the king who is now he was the Gorilla King. I don't remember his name. He's a great actor, or he's really good. And then Shuri, and then meeting Fantastic Four, and I don't know. There's a line with Ben Grimm and the king, and the king's like, "I'm from Wakanda," and he's like, "I'm from Brooklyn," or whatever, 63rd Street. So yeah, that'll be the next one that comes out, and it seems like they're going to keep doing this. The big wonder is for America, we've got Super Bowl coming up. What, late January?
Early February.
Early February this year, and so will we see a trailer? And will Doom be in this trailer? So,
oh man,
yeah,
I'm excited just thinking about it.
That's where Hollywood journalists are steering currently. So
I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, not at all, dude. No. And people were wondering, like, is this we talked about it, like, this needs to happen for Marvel. Well, it looks like through audience polls, like it's working.
Yeah.
People are getting very excited for it.
Buzz is there.
Yeah. And
I'm
few people who weren't in the chair row, as I like to call it. One person did divulge that they will be in both movies, and that is the what's his name? Simu Lee. Simu Liu. So he will. It sounds like has a brief appearance in Doomsday, and then will be in Secret Wars. So
okay,
one of my favorite non-Avengers 10-year story arc is the 5 rings or the 10 rings. Sorry,
10 rings. Yeah, it is
one of my favorite. It was one of my favorite movies.
Fun.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see him. Gosh, 6 to 8 years later.
Yeah, I'm pumped too. He's got a new show out on Peacock, I believe, called Copenhagen. That looks interesting. We we'll probably check that out as one of our next shows that we delve into.
There are rumors that Peele may do an MCU movie, but I do not know in the MCU lore what kind of movie that could be other than Midnight Suns. Because I think they're not going to do
Ooh.
Blade. I think they're going to scrap Blade and then do a group movie. So it'll have like
I
new.
don't think they'll scrap Blade. I feel like there's too much appetite for a Blade movie, and you have I feel like Mahershala Ali is going to crush it as Blade. Like I could
I
just,
think this helps them build another team, though. So you got
but well, yeah,
Rogue
yeah.
on the team.
I think the Midnight Suns absolutely can and will happen, but I mean, maybe Jordan gets tapped for the Blade movie. That'd be a cool twist. I would be here for that.
Yeah, and if he did Midnight Suns, I think he could do that. I think it would be cooler to do him with Blade, but
I tried to play the
he could.
game. I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
No, the comics. If anybody looks back to, age myself, 1996 to like we're 95 to like 98, 99, the original Midnight Suns. It's one of the best intro and 3 years of comic book writing. It's so good. It's so good, man. One of my favorite comic book series to read during that time period. So that would be interesting.
Yeah, TBD. But
There was one more rumor, not MCU, but DC, and that Batman 2, the Batman 2, will have Winter Soldier. What's his name?
this is why we need a ambient AI to just provide us with the names.
Stan or something? I don't remember. It's
not Stan Lee.
Not Stan Lee. It's not. No, it's not Stan Lee.
I have it right here. It is Stan, not Druckenmiller. Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
He will be in Batman 2, and who will he play? And it sounds like he's going to play Two-Face.
Oh, okay. I can totally see that. I could totally see that. That'll be interesting because I feel like they did such a good job with Two-Face in the Nolan trilogy.
Right? With with that actor who also I can't remember. I got his face. It's right there. And he did a really good job. But I think this will be, it's a much more grittier, even more realistic. I don't know why they keep wanting to go realistic. Like, just go with the comic book, go with the fantasy. But
yeah,
I mean, they did a good job with Penguin. The series got rave reviews. So, yeah, I don't know what storyline they're going to use. There is another rumor that they're going to use the Court of Owls storyline, which came out after I got out of comic books, but thank God I was best friends with Insael. So he
shout out Insai
gave me like a 3-hour long cliff notes. It was like almost like sitting down with your grandpa and he's telling you some story from back in the day. And Insael's like one of those guys for me. He can just tell me a comic book story and it's just enthralling the whole time. So the Court of Owls could work in that universe because it's supposed to be very grounded in reality, even more so than Nolan's. And the Court of Owls is just another political network in and around Gotham City. So yeah, that could work. And then also build into other characters that people don't know about because Court of Owls is not one of those. It's not a rogues gallery.
Right.
They're their own entity. So that's kind of cool. If those are all true, but those are all neat. And I could totally see all of that happening, especially in that universe.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week. We do have a milestone to share. We've passed 1,000 downloads.
Wow. Really? Thanks
for the show.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we appreciate each and every one of you who are tuning in. We also went from 9 subscribers to 10.
I don't know how that's 10 subscribers, but 1,000 downloads. So that means people aren't subscribed, but yet they're listening.
Well,
Either
yeah,
way,
I mean,
that's cool.
you follow on iHeartRadio or Apple Podcasts, whatever. You don't have to sign up for our newsletter, which is coming, by the way.
Yeah,
This Friday.
it's totally coming.
So thank you all for tuning in. Follow, like, subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X. We got a lot of things coming this year that I'm super excited for. Maybe most of all, some new rebranding based on some old school designs that Jarrad was able to dig up. Some merch too. It's gonna be an awesome 2026. I'm pumped.
I am too, man. There's a lot of, I don't know. It seems like whatever 25 did to folks, including us, it's going into 2026. Like, okay, we're gonna do this and not like say we're gonna do it, but it's starting already this month of January 11th. Like, I'm seeing more and more people, not just us, but other YouTubers that I'm following or other podcasters, like whatever spunk and vinegar
And vinegar.
yeah. Hey, whatever spunk and vinegar you've got in you kick it in, little boy. Yeah, it'll be exciting, and not just for us, for a lot of other people. It's gonna be great, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I'm headed to Ohio next weekend, so TBD on when we record next.
Man,
Gotta sell more guns.
fucking gun show, baby. Woo!
All right, thank you for tuning in. We love you. From myself, Eric, and my bestie,
Jarrad.
Stay classy.
Oh, dig it.
End of transmission.